Welcome everyone.
Very good evening, Rita ji. I'm there.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. Welcome, sir.
I see Arun is also there. How are you, Arun?
Arun sir, please unmute yourself. You are muted, Arun sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Rita, for inviting, and thank you so much, Midtown, for organizing this wonderful event.
Thank
And
you, sir.
Ranjan, of course, is the master on a national basis. But, we work together sometime and have the opportunity. He's my batchmate, in fact, and always pleasure to be with him. How are you doing, Ranjan? And
Fine, thank you very much. At this point of time, I'm in Goa.
okay, I see. Great.
Smell the fresh air from the sea.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, we have AGTS and everything for 2 districts, so I had to come here, yesterday. So I definitely said since I committed, so I'll be there.
All the good things happening in Goa. Yeah.
You missed it.
We missed it. चलो साढ़े बंदे जाके एंजॉय करके आ गए अच्छा है कहते जेडे संगत अगर अरदास ना जा सको जेडे होके आए उन्होंने बह जाओ भी ठीक है
बिल्कुल ठीक है
Concurrent none, concurrent none.
Yes.
Sanjay, should we start the meeting? Sanjay is there? No.
Yes,
He's there.
Yes,
he's there, Luther uncle.
Sanjay's message.
Should we start then, Sanjay?
Yes, sir. Yes, we can, sir.
Okay. Well, good evening all. The Rotary Club meeting, Chandigarh Midtown 2270 is called to order. And I hand over the meeting to our president, Rotarian Sanjay Bhatia. Over to you, Sanjay.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Sergeant Passman R.K. Lutherji. And my warm welcome to our guest speaker for today, Past District Governor Ranjan Dhingra ji.
Thank you.
My welcome to Past District Governor Arun Sharma ji. AG Dr. Rita Kalra, who has facilitated today's meeting and coordination with the guest speaker. And good evening to all my fellow Rotarians. I would like to start this meeting by inviting Anne Lalita Prakash for the invocation for this evening. Lalita Prakash ji.
Hanji. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. A very special good evening to all our dear sisters and brothers of Rotary. There is an island in Japan, Okinawa, which has the maximum number of octogenarians in the world. Octogenarians are people who live above 100 years. Now, Ikigai is the Japanese secret to live a long, healthy, and a happy life. Iki means to live. Gai means reason to live. Today, I will talk about Ikigai. Ikigai is the philosophy that blissfully keeps people busy till the end of their days. In other cultures, we don't pay attention to our desires. We rarely find our passion and purpose in life. And to find your purpose, ask yourself 4 questions. What do I love doing? What am I good at? What can I get paid for? And what does the world need? In Japan, people are passionate about what they do, even if it is insignificant. They have a purpose in life. They are perfectionists. They are relaxed and they enjoy all that they do. They celebrate every little day with music, dance, and song, which is part of their daily life. Japan's secret to a long and happy life is to get out of bed with a positive note, eagerly looking forward to the day. They look inwards into their health, well-being, which is the foundation of higher expectation than the rest of the world. Do things that are exciting and interesting. Half our life is spent in doing things which our parents wanted to do and not things that we enjoy doing. According to the Japanese, everyone has an Ikigai. Some people have found it and others are still looking for it. Our Ikigai is lying deep inside us. People in Japan remain active even after they retire. They love and follow their passion. Maintaining an active, adaptable mind is one of the key factors in staying young. And there are 10 rules to reach your Ikigai. Number 1, stay active, don't retire. And even after retirement, follow your hobbies, pursue some work or the other. Number 2, take it slowly, but be a perfectionist in whatever you do. Never do slipshod work. Number 3, don't fill your stomach. Keep your stomach 20% empty and eat the colors of the rainbow, that is food that is red, green, yellow, and the red fruits are food, and fruits are definitely healthier than any other color. Number 4, surround yourself with good friends. Kick it up every day of your life. And 5, get in shape. Go for a walk every day. Go for a jog if possible. In Japan, people keep working even till they are 100 years, particularly in Okinawa. Number 6, smile and keep a cheerful attitude. No sulking. Stay happy, content, and positive. Number 7, connect with nature. Nature is a very good stress buster. Admire the environment, the trees around, beautiful flowers, and working with plants and mud is a big relaxant. Number 8, give thanks on a daily basis. Thanks for your family. Thanks for all the friends. Thanks to all the people working for you. Thanks for the air we breathe. Thanks for our good health. Number 9, live in the moment. Let bygones be bygones. We might have made lots of mistakes in life, but let that be the end of it and think anew. Number 10, follow your Ikigai. There is a passion inside each and every one of us, a unique talent that gives meaning to our lives and which drives you to share the best of yourself till the very end. If you don't know your Ikigai yet, your mission is to discover it. And it is never, never too late. Thank you, and here's wishing you all a very happy and purposeful life. May you all prosper, remain in good health till the end, and may all of you live to be 100 and be healthy and keep working till the end. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Lalita ma'am. I think it's very rarely that hearing an invocation from someone, I'm tempted to think that we should probably also have you as a guest speaker on a topic that you spoke so well. And thank you for enlightening all of us. I would also like to invite now AG Dr. Rita Kalra to make an announcement regarding the global grant project that has been approved, and we need to keep moving forward. AG Dr. Rita Kalra, can you kindly take this moment to announce the status and the action forward on that?
So, good evening, fellow Rotarians. This is a very pleasant news I am going to share. Our club has been approved and sanctioned $97,000 for provision of diagnostic vans to strengthen the surveillance in outreach areas, especially COVID during the pandemics, and later it could be TB, hepatitis, malaria, or any other infective and communicable disease. So Amount from the TRF, from the district grants, from the partner clubs have already been transferred to the foundation. That is around $72,000 have been given. And we are short of 23,000. Out of this, 12 is by our club and 14 is by the international host partner. So I think we need to just deposit $9,500 and we will reach the target of 97,000. So I request each one of our members, as they had committed in the DG visit, to go ahead on My Rotary and deposit, selecting Global Grant 2013-500. Global Grant 2013-500, and just send us a receipt so that this goes to the annual fund. We will be making you PHF. Meanwhile, you will be contributing to a great cause, especially during the pandemic. So these two vans will be in the ownership of Government of Haryana and will be used in all the 22 districts for surveillance of COVID and other communicable diseases.
Thank you, Dr. Rita. I would like to inform members that even reaching up to this stage was not easy, and Dr. Rita did not leave any stone unturned. This has been on for I think maybe 8 to 9 months now, almost a year now, and approvals have to be taken at different stages, and let not the efforts and hard work and all the pushes we had to do go wasted. They will not go wasted. And this is really a project, the scale at which we have planned is going to benefit a very large section of the community. And funding does not seem to be an issue in terms of the commitments that we have received. This is also, we are approaching March 31st, so I think this would be easy for most members to put in the commitments and take the ATG benefit in the current financial year. Since our editor, Dr. Vora, is also attending this meeting, I would also request him that we must make special mention of this in the forthcoming issues of the bulletin till we achieve the entire fund. Coming to back to today's meeting and topic, while I was listening to the invocation, it struck me, about octogenarians. There are a lot of things we take from our previous generation. There's a lot of comfort, there's a lot of benefits that we have received. But if you have to see what are we going to leave behind, for the next generation, for the future generation, one of the disturbing things is the depletion of natural resources, and water is definitely a very, very big concern and very high on the priority, not just for our country, not just for India, but for the entire world. And obviously, this being March, being a water and sanitation month, we are very fortunate to have past District Governor Ranjan Dhingra with us to share his insights and help us understand deeper in terms of what Rotary has been doing and what we need to do in future on this aspect. With this, I would like to invite again AG Dr. Rita Kalra to kindly lead the introduction to our guest speaker.
Thank you.
Over to you, Dr.
Thank you, President Sanjay. Rahiman pani rakhiye, Rahiman pani rakhiye, bin pani sab soon, pani gaye na ubre, moti manas chur. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen. Friends, did you know India has just 4% of the world's fresh water, but 16% of the global population? Did you know 54% of India faces high to extremely high water stress? Did you know more than 1.5 million people without water and sanitation facility live in India? Then why, my friends, why are we so indifferent to water crisis that is slowly and steadily gripping our future into darkness of water scarcity? World Water Day, which falls on 22nd of March, celebrates water and raises awareness of the global water crisis with core focus to support SDG, Water Sustainable Development Goal, that is water and sanitation for all by 2030. The theme this year is valuing water. Water means different things to different people. Without a comprehensive understanding of water's true multidimensional value, we will be unable to safeguard this critical resource for benefit of everyone. And what a coincidence. We are celebrating World Water Day with water icon and champion of the Rotary world. He joined Rotary Club Delhi Central in 1983 and was the president in 1994-95. He served as the Millennium District Governor of District 3010 with consistency, credibility, and continuity to move the wheel of Rotary into the new millennium. Decorated with several awards at district, national, and international level in Rotary, he is true and live example of service above self. He has held many coveted assignments in Rotary. He was Chairman RI Presidential Celebration on Water Management 2003, Chief Sergeant at Arms Rotary International Assembly 2019, Assistant Chief Sergeant at Arms Rotary International Convention 2019. He was Chairman Shakers and Movers International Assembly at Delhi 2021 for theme lunch. He is currently President India Water Conservation Trust and Chairman Rotary India Water Mission. He has been training leader at RI Assembly 2006, Chairman South Asia Reception at RI Convention 2017, and he has been RI President conferences in India, Germany, and Sri Lanka. His district ranked first in annual giving to the Rotary Foundation. He is a level 3 major donor, benefactor, and ardent supporter of TRF. Ranjan is an engineer and MBA by profession and is managing director of multinational company Laron Group and has varied experience in the corporate world. He is widely traveled, a socially conscious person, and is associated with many social and professional organizations such as Cancer Foundation, Rotary Blood Bank, Rotary Education Foundation, PhD Chamber of Commerce, Indo-German Chambers of Commerce, Indo-American Chambers of Commerce. Ranjan is married to soft-spoken and Anjali, a master in economics. The entire Dhingra family is a Paul Harris Fellow, including the second generation of grandchildren. His children, 2 sons and daughter, are married and well settled in family business at Gurgaon. He has 4 granddaughters and 2 grandsons. True to his name, Ranjan is very pleasing and appealing. I promise you 30 minutes of pure bliss and blue mindfulness with him. Ladies and gentlemen, with a thunderous applause, let's welcome our chief guest, the water champion with a Midas touch, who has amazingly changed lives of 600,000 people of Alwar and Sikar districts of Rajasthan by constructing 300 check dams. Shuchi, I would like to unmute all. तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट इतनी ऊंची होनी चाहिए, so तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट इतनी ऊंची होनी चाहिए कि आज तो ट्राई सिटी में बारिश ही हो जाए. Over to PDG Ranjan Dhingra, who is live from Goa with us today. Welcome.
Thank you
PDG.
so much, Dr. Rita Kalra. Indeed, I'm honored and privileged to hear your, first of all, the fine introduction of the subject, which is very apt. And secondly, the introduction, the way you introduced me, I wish Anjali would have been there next to me listening to what all you said today. Unfortunately, I'm here alone in Goa, only giving, a kind of taking over some of the sessions at AGTS and the zonal training, team training sessions,
Sir, this will be live on YouTube and you can share it with Anjali.
Okay, thank you so much. Well. The day you asked me to speak on the subject, because this being very close to my heart and I'm very passionate to this subject, I couldn't say no in spite of being here. So I just asked the organizers here that they have to grant me 1.5 hour free time so that I could utilize this for water. Thank you so much once again for inviting me. And big thank you to Chandra Prakash ji also. She gave a very meaningful prayer, which is required for this time, what all we are going through it is the COVID pandemic. Well, let's, the President Sanjay Bhatia, my dear friend Arun, and the distinguished members of this Rotary Club of Chandigarh Midtown. Once again, I acknowledge my presence in front with all of you with great pleasure and privilege. The subject I've been asked to, or maybe I chose the subject from my side, the Rotary quenches thirst. I always say, rightly said, also put forward by Sanjay, what are we going to leave behind? Yes, we need water for that purpose, and let us get ourselves involved for the next 20-25 minutes on this very important subject. The little background has been given by Dr. Rita Kalra, no doubt about it, but still I would like to start with my presentation. Since the presentation, the slides are a little longer than what I expected to be. So I'll skip some of the slides, though you are controlling, maybe I'll keep on saying the next, okay?
Sir,
we have to take care of the time limit you've given me, about 25 minutes from now onwards. I'll take care of that. Thank you so much. Yes, I always say the Rotary quenches thirst. What do we exactly mean by thirst? As stated here, to feel a need to drink and to have a strong desire for something. Usually when we talk about thirst or water, it's not for the evening only, it's for the daily life. We need to think about it. And rightly asked by Dr. Rita Kalra again, did you know that we all water creatures? Next one, please. And we all water creatures, the next one. Yes. And it makes up 60% of the water that our body is taking care of. And 70% of the brain, the next one, please. The next one, please. 60% of our body, and the next one, please. 70% of our brain and 80% of our blood is all water. Well, I always say that we can go almost without any kind of food for about a month or maybe more, but our body actually cannot survive. It's statistically stated 1 week, but I don't know how long. Some of the people do have longer than that, but it's presumed that it's not beyond 1 week. The same water, again, let's get back to it. The same water what we are talking about today, in terms of statistics, it has been existing for billions of years, century old. शताब्दियों से चला आ रहा है. उतना ही पानी हमारे पास है जो पहले था अब भी है. Only how do you make use of that? As the next slide says, it covers almost the most of the planet, and just 3% is of fresh water. Yes, 97% around is the sea. Water everywhere, not a drop to drink. And it's hardly 3%. And what is this 3% consisting of? Let's look into that. And most of this is, yes, ice, and less than 1% of all fresh water is readily accessible for human use. Only less than 1%. Think of this. 97% in the ocean, 3% in the fresh water, and out of 3%, less than 1% is available for the fresh water. How important it is that we have to take care of it. Yes, so to put it another way, as I said before, next slide, please. Less than 0.007% of all the water on the earth is available to drink. That is the quantity. That is the figure. Scary? Yes, it is scary. As I said earlier, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. And I would come back to only this thing that the only 3% can be used for drinking. Now let's look into the next slide, please. Did you know again the water crisis is looming? Yes, Sanjay also said, Dr. Rita also said, everybody is talking about it. We are pondering over the question. The water crisis is there. So how are we coping up with? So there are a few things which I would like to discuss with all of you and which are very much part of Rotary business, the Rotary opportunities, the Rotary service projects. So what will that mean for water use, friends? Next slides. Next one, please. Yes, the millions of people in the world live on less than 3 gallons each day. And hardly 1 in 5 don't have access to safe drinking water. So another very important question arises, that is about clean water. Yes, Government of India, Ministry of Jal Shakti. We are part of Ministry of Jal Shakti also now. And we have taken over some of the projects what Minister of Jal Shakti has announced. And Jal Hi Jeevan, under the Jal Hi Jeevan project and the program. So we have to take care of drinking water. That's a different subject. I'm not taking up that today. So what does it all mean? Friends, it's a thirsty world. If it is a thirsty world, how can the Rotary quench thirst? Many ways. If the industry is thirsty, agriculture is thirsty, the next one. So we are thirsty, friends. We are all thirsty. Somebody said even if the Third World War takes place, it will be only because of water. Yes, we all know that. Because Jal Hi Jeevan, I always keep on repeating that every time. And it's time to give water a second thought. What do we mean by that second thought? Did we take it very lightly? Well, this importance of water ancient times, Sita ji has already talked about Raymond Ka Doha. Without this Raymond's Doha, friends, believe me, we cannot start any water business. So that is how I'm not going to repeat that again. Next one, please. Next one, please. Water, the elixir of life. I always say water is the only compound which is so valuable to the human being. Let's look into the next one, please. How do we rate the current water scenario in India? Rightly said, 4% what we have is a share of water resources in India. And whereas the world population, if you compare, we are 17%. And the water availability is just 4%. And the population is 17%. You see how explosive it is. And more than 20 cities, that's mostly the metropolitan cities, are getting dry. It's a big problem, big issues. Yes, but some of the cities are getting back because of certain sustainability projects we'll discuss later. Next one, please. Friends, India, 3 months in a year, we have water, rainwater. People always say you have rainwater, plenty of rainwater, plenty of sun. Still, you talk about shortage of electricity. So people are looking into that solar business. Rainwater now. The rainwater harvesting, it means is the only solution. Catch rain wherever possible, however is available. So we need to have the slogan, catch the rain. And friends, if you look in on the left-hand side slide, 4,000 billion cubic meter, that's the rainfall we have. 3 months. Just 3 months of a year. And we utilize this water for the next 9 months too. And how much are we getting out of this 4,000 billion? Just 50%, 48%. The rest goes down the drain. Yes, literally down the drain towards the sea. And out of 46%, we are making use of only 28%. Friends, 433 billion cubic meter. 4,433. See the difference. Reason, because we don't have storage facilities. Our structures are crumbling. If we take care of this infrastructure also, which now the government is seriously talking about, thinking about, Rotary is also looking into it, so perhaps we'll increase it. Come back to that figure. We'll take care of it. Anyway, the next one. The previous one. If you see the water utilization, people, we always had there was a bit. आप लोग इतना पानी बर्बाद करते हैं. When you brush it, when you do this, you're in the washroom. I mean, so much water, tap water, you're, losing water out of that. No, friends. No, friends. It's 80+% is going for agriculture. And especially if you talk about Punjab, Haryana, look at the kind of crop they are having. That's not the right kind of crop. And the kind of water they're using is absolutely not proportional. So 89% approximately is agriculture need. And friends, 2% goes for the industrial need. And it's the domestic, 9%. So friends, well, we are talking about every time saved drop of water is 9%. Let's look into that 80% also. We'll discuss later. Thank you. Next one. If you see the current water scenario again, continuity of that, the red one, the yellow ones, as the areas which are getting overexploited. What we mean by overexploited, it's basically we are taking more water out than what we give back. We have no reasons to take that much of water. I always say we have FD, and under the FD, if we just keep on taking the interest and the FDs out, you can see one day the entire FD will be depleted. Similarly here, the condition is arising to that extent that most of our areas are getting red, red, and red. The yellows are still in a better shape. You never know what turns up within the next couple of months or years. That's a very, very precarious situation. Next one, please. So what is the solution, friends? Well, UN sustainability, you just not talked about it, program, and international initiatives are also there many. But let's talk about Rotary initiative. That's how we are here together for. Rotary initiatives, friends, way back we started in 2003. In my introduction, I just talked about the Rotary International Presidential Conference we had in Vigyan Bhavan, Delhi, where Sushilji was the director, and I happened to be the chairman. And we came out with a Delhi Declaration. And the Delhi Declaration, where it specifically talked about having a trust on water. We formed a trust after Rotary India Water Conservation Trust in 2004. And not only that, the basic idea was we must sustain, we must conserve, we must manage. Rest, everything will go along by. That's not a big issue. Issue is how to conserve and how to manage. So that was a major issue under the Delhi Declaration. Many ways again. Well, here we talk about, let's say, harvest and conserve and reuse used water. Yes, there are different kind of arts. Reuse, recycle, and then also the respect. Until and unless we give respect to water, friends, believe me, we cannot come to any understanding. You know, the Waterman of India, Ranjan Dhingra, Magsays's award winner, he is on our advisory board too. Sunita Narayan is also on our advisory board when we formed this trust. We have regularly the technical brainstorming sessions. And believe me, whatever we have learned from 2004 till date on conservation management, it's from that village where he belongs to, Alwar Sika. Well, the next one, please. Well, there's a short story history on Rotary India Water Conservation Trust. And believe me, friends, the water was on the, let's say, kind of agenda of Rotary International since 2004. And Sushilji, being pioneer and very passionate about his water, he said, no, I'll only work on water. So he was the president of Rotary India Water Conservation Trust. I was the secretary, but later on, because of his health concern, since 6 years, I'm the president of the Rotary Water Conservation Trust. Till 2019, friends, we constructed more than 300 projects, implemented basically in the districts, arid districts of Rajasthan, Alwar, Sikar, and some of the districts in UP and Madhya Pradesh also. Well, impacted more than 10 lakhs people, 500 plus villages, and about 35,000 households, no doubt about it. We were very happy about that. But is it enough? for a country with 1.3 billion people? No. So what did the Shaker, when he became the Rotary International President-elect nominee at that time, he said, we are doing beautifully, wonderfully, great job. But that's not enough. I believe in the scaling up of the projects. Because his mantra is, which is now given to everybody, service is the rent I pay for the space I occupy on this earth. If that is the mantra going to be for everyone, so friends, we must look for not only for 35,000 households or 10 million people getting dua all over, rather we should try to get dua from 1.3 billion people. That is how we then said, fine, we had a brainstorming with the experts from industry, from water ministry, from Central Water Conservation Board, from Central Water Ground Board, etc., etc. And friends, we came out with an acronym. You know, I always say it's a our body is made of 5 elements. Bhagwan ka naam har roz subah lete hain. BHAGWAN, Bhagwan. And say, even if you remember the 5 elements, what are these 5 elements the body is made of? The human being is made of. Next slide, it will be shown there also. Next, yeah. BH is earth, Bhumi. A is fire, Agni. G is space, Gagan. W is air, Vayu. N is water, Need. That's the most important subject element again. And friends, similarly, we thought of having an acronym or the 5 acronym with 5 elements, the 5 verticals. If you see on the left, this slide, WATER. Believe me, it takes care of it's a very comprehensive, very holistic approach to the water projects for a country like us. W refers to the watershed development. A is the awareness, we make people aware of it and let them make it as a habitual. And T is the transformation or rejuvenation of the water bodies. And E is the efficient use of water, reuse, recycle, and the respect of water. And rainwater harvesting, the most commonly known factor, friends. Yes, most of the cities, or most of the states have declared rainwater harvesting projects, roof or ground, as a compulsory beyond 250 square meters. Can we just discuss a little bit on, I won't take, there are some details also, I won't go into those details. Let me just go into what do we understand by watershed development? And what are different kinds of watershed development projects? Next slide, please. Well, as I said before, it's basically to catch rain. And, to increase the capacity to capture rainwater. Reduces the soil erosion. Wherever you see we cannot catch rain, basically it erodes the soil. And of course, once we are able to take care of that with the kind of catchment area all around, the soil nutrients and the carbon content improve drastically. And friends, believe me, with this, the kind of migration, the youth was going out of those villages, we are having now the reverse migration. They're coming back. And the economy is going up. What are the different kinds of watershed development projects we can do under Rotary? Next one, please. Well, the most commonly known is the check dams, and then we have the farm ponds, tanks, or the tankas. Tankas are normally called or used in Rajasthan. Gabion structures. Gabion structures is a kind of against stopping the rainwater flow so that the soil erosion doesn't take place. And this is less expensive than the check dams. Continuous contour trenches, staggered trenches, like you have in Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, the hilly areas. There's a special technique how you make it. I'm not going to go into details of perpendicular and all kinds of things. And the last but not the most easiest and the cheapest way of doing is earthen burning. Earthen burning is a temporary phase of stopping water and soil erosion. Next one, please. Well, the project, what we have shown here, the check dam depends on the length, width, and the height, and how much catchment area we're going to take care of that. You see the picture on the left-hand side before how it was gray all over, and after the first and the second rainfall, you see that it all changed drastically. In some of the, still the previous one, please. In some of the check dams, previous one, in some of the check dams, we have even the fish all around and the birds. I mean, it's a beautiful scene. It's the check dams, what we constructed way back in 2007 are even alive today. Means a lot of water is still there. And if you see the people in that area and the agriculture, they had one crop, maximum 2 crops. Now we have 3 crops. The livelihood is beautifully gone on. The next slide, please. Well, some price level check dams. Well, I can give it to you the moment you decide about it. It matches the pocket area or pocket size we have. Other than burning 10,000 rupees to check dams up to 50 lakhs rupees. But normally we say the check dams are about 3 to 5 lakhs. And the gable structure is 1 to 2 lakhs. Next one, please. Next one, please. Awareness, as I said before, is, I always say, the object is to need of the water conservation management to education purposes. And the water literacy, and for the water literacy, we have got so many messages around. And RAWCT every day in the morning sends out one message on such project. And of course, we can influence their attitude, behavior, etc., etc., etc. So I'm not going to deal much into this subject now because awareness is something which we should take care of any way of any item. Next one, please. Many ways through Twitters, Facebook, WhatsApp, rallies, brochures, etc., etc., distribution purposes. Next one, please. And even some of the messages we come out every day in the morning. Here it is, one of those. Well, it is from the south, basically, what we got it. Varun Dev is called Jalapati. Indra Dev is the one who showers water. God should not be angry. You will have to save water. Like this. Many such messages are going around. Next one, please. So I won't go into much of this detail. Jal hi jeevan hai, jal bachaye, sansar bachaye. Jal dharti ka khoon, etc., etc. Next one, please. Yes, people decided to save rainwater kind of thing. You can look into that. Next one. Catch the rain. Friends, now let's see the transformation, rejuvenation of the water bodies. Since ages, India had so many water bodies. Gurudwaras, temples, every temple had a water body. What is the status now? Friends, believe me, most of the water bodies are finished because of this land mafia, encroachment, and so many other things. Because there's no inlet proper, no outlet proper, and the silt is getting into it. Huge degradation. Friends, you will see on the left-hand side, the before what it was, what we have done. And the lakes, ponds, bavris, we normally call bavris also. All this things, we are into it. And friends, believe me, since practically the 5 years now, or 6 years now, we have taken up almost 1,000 acres worth, the area of the lakes where we have rejuvenated. And most of these are at this point of time in Chennai. In Delhi, we have taken up now recently about 25 acres. Similarly, we are thinking about in other areas too, which will go in a big way. Next one, please. Next one, please. Yeah, lakes or the johar, we normally call it, ponds or the bavris. It's the step ones. It again depends what we have all around, and we have to, the important part is we have to have the acceptance of the community around. They must own it. Until the community owns it, you cannot safeguard whatever you do, because this is on a kind of yearly maintenance cycle. Next one, please. Once it is rejuvenated, of course, the smile comes on everybody's face as it acts as a storage of water, drinking water, recharges, ground level, all kinds of things you can add on to it. It's Haryali hi Haryali charo taraf. That's all we can do, and we have done it. Well, again, the size and the different factors, the components decide on the costing. We can discuss on individual basis, individual requirement basis later on. Next one, please. Now, let's get back to the efficient use of water. I hope I'm not going very fast because the time figure, you know, I have to see to it. And I'm cutting short of some of the things. Never mind. Efficient, as I said before, is the reduce and the recycle. Friends, the moment we talk about reduce, we have introduced a system called, the component called aerators. And well, your governor, Ramesh Bajaj, we gave him about 100 of aerators long back in July to, you know, to test it out. So we gave it to almost every governor last year, but some or the other, the project did not take place. Go ahead to the extent we wanted. But now I think again it is picked up. We will be, you know, following up with all the governors very shortly. Aerators for in a household, we consider for the kitchen and the washrooms, approximately 5 to 7 such aerators which can be used for the taps, different kinds, low pressure and high pressure. Not very expensive, 200 for 5 of those. But friends, this is again another costing factor, and this will be taken in a big way that every district in the country takes care of these aerators. Recycle. Well, friends, recycle is again a very important thing. Next one, please. Next one, please. Yeah, this is the aerators. Friends, well, we talk about conserves up to 90% of water. 90% doesn't mean for once you use it for the purposes, it's about 35 to 40%. And believe me, it's in gallons which you save. Another thing, friends, which we are going to introduce here now, which is about a 2 weeks old story. I don't know, you must have seen some videos or samples, or you must have heard about a very simple filter costing not more than between 30 rupees to 300 rupees from a very simple electrical engineer guy from Karnataka. We had a discussion with him. Yesterday I got in Delhi the samples from him. Shekhar Mehta got involved into it because he believes in scaling up. And this gentleman wanted to look into it, how we can join hands together. Friends, we are coming up with this kind of filter also. You utilize it, any kind of water. Yes, there are 2 or 3 issues we are testing out. If it is successful, friends, believe me, it will be a revolutionary method what we can give to the people as a clean water. Next one, please. Yes, reduction, we always talk about the agriculture. We have to learn a lot from Israelis. And this is one factor we have not yet taken care of it. And very soon, I think from Israel, we are talking to them, 2 or 3 companies, and they'll be joining hands with us. And we can bring those latest modern methods, how to do it. But these are very common ones, sprinkler or drip or the lift irrigation. And some of the pipe manufacturers in India, Phenolics, etc., have joined hands with us, and they are ready to give us fantastic discount factors so that we can utilize this for the agriculture. Next one, please. Well, recycle the grey water, what we use in the bathroom, washrooms, and especially the ROs, the 70% water goes out. Use it for your horticulture, for washing machine, dishwasher, etc., etc. No, sorry. For your cleaning of the autos, your gardens, giving water to the gardens, etc., etc. You can utilize the next one, please. Well, this is the company Newpearl from Germany for the aerators, where we have the contract with them, and we'll be giving to the people who want to use this. Next one, please. Rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is basically having the 2 purposes. One is the storage of the groundwater or recharge of the groundwater through the aquifers, which are there. So both are very common. Different components are used. Different methodologies are used. If you can see out here, I'm not going to explain those today because most of you know about it, I'm sure about it. But only thing is, we have different way of working, technical wise, as well as the component supply wise. maybe the costing is reduced. And even the the techniques can be given by the Central Groundwater Board people, etc., etc. All this help and support can be given. Next one, please. Well, I'm not talking about the components of rainwater harvesting. Next one, please. Next one. Here the costing. Costing again depends. The catchment area, the rooftop area, the ground area, going to utilize for the storage areas or for the aquifers recharging. This is how we have basically thought about it, and there are many ways to give the costing on that. Next one, please. Well, friends, the financial partnership model we talk about and think about. Yes, we have projects. We have the complete menu with us. Utilize, use anything you want to use it depending on the size of the pocket you have and the service intent we have. Well, we normally say the club must contribute to the tune of 25% maximum. Sponsors, who are the sponsors, friends? Yes, CSR, Global Grant, and congratulations, you got the Global Grant for your $97,000, beautiful. And the community contribution. Why I always emphasize upon the community contribution is they must own the project. Until the community owns the project, you cannot safeguard the sustainability, the maintenance. We have village committees for all these check dams. That is how the check dams which were built way back in 2006, 7, 5 are still existing because they own it. Anyway, next one, please. Let's see the targets. Each district has been given a target by the Rotary India Foundation, and we feel this is very realistic. In fact, it has been revised, what I had here after our discussions last week. Our program is for complete 6 years, up to 2026, 27. For 6 years, that is how the project of Ministry of Jal Shakti is. You know, Ministry of Jal Shakti, I just give an example of what the check dams. They said, we are thinking, or let's say we have plans to construct 1 lakh check dams in 5 years or 6 years. 1 year we lost because of this COVID. So let's up to 2026. Shekhar Mehta, and we all decided, our president-elect, he said no. Contribution from the Rotary will be 10% of that total project, what they have talked about. So we are committed to 10,000 check dams. 10,000 check dams spread over these 5-6 years to be constructed by 40 districts in the country. And we divide all those things, that comes out to now 25 watershed structures. Not 50, 25. The value is somewhere around 75 to 1 crore, lakhs to 1. Similarly, all these things are getting reduced, and we can discuss whenever you wish. Some of the channel partners we have with us, friends, if you see on the screen, what they have said, why they are channel partners. Reason being, you know, like in the district grant, you get some money from the district, and then you match it and do it and have the project done, 1:1. Similarly here, you don't get anything from the district. You get it from these partners. If you spend, let's say, 1 lakh rupee, they will give you 1 lakh rupee. So you have a project worth 2 lakhs rupees. That is 1:1. All these projects we have got with that. We can discuss each and every individually project, no doubt about it, whenever you require. Next one, please. Well, last slide, perhaps it is. I always like to say that let us kindle the spark within to serve, to change the lives by making water as everyone's business, by acting with consistency, credibility, and continuity. Arun will bear with me because I always try to and love to use this because this happened to be our theme in 1999-2000 millennium year, and serve to change the lives happens to be this next year's Shakhar's theme. So I've combined both together, and because we need to make water as everyone's business. Thank you very much. Any questions, anything? Maybe I've not gone beyond my time limit or something, perhaps. Thank you so much. And there is a film, if you want to see that film, I don't know. There is a film also, but that you can see later on also. It is from Rahman on Pani. Beautiful film. If you have seen it, wonderful, you can distribute it to each one of them. Right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to open the room to everyone for any questions, please.
Yes, I have a question to ask. Can I?
Sure, sir. Salil, sir, please go ahead.
It was great listening to you, sir. It was really all the data which you shown, they were really, really very interesting and alarming also.
Alarming, I would say that.
Yes, it's alarming, sir. But what I find, sir, during my tenure, during my working with the children, when we go to train to educate people about the awareness of the water saving, how to use toilets in the running train or stop train, whatever, we had lots of system to work on. But what I find, people were talking to me, what about reverse osmosis? Means the RO water system, which wastes 70% of the water. It makes it hard water. It's an unusable water. I really want to know why government or why agencies are silent about that. 30% water consumption, 70% water wastage is of no use, It becomes so hard. I hope even the crops doesn't accept that water. Is that true or not? Can just give me light on that.
Very true. This is no hidden. It's a correct. It's a fact. What you said is absolutely right. 70% goes down the drain. 30% only can be utilized. The filter I'm talking about is not the RO technique. It doesn't use any electricity. And we are coming up with that and we'll take care of your RO. I'm sure about it. Well, why the government is silent? Yes, we are in touch with the government. We are in touch with the agencies. We are regularly talking to them. And I am pretty certain, confident, that within the next maybe 2 months' time, you will have the instructions from the government.
That's good. Thank you.
Pretty confident. Because this is something you said, right? Everybody is talking about it. Everybody knows about it. क्या हो रहा है? 60 to 70% आप डाउन कर रहे हैं. मेरे को कह रहे हैं नल बंद कर दीजिए. मेरे को कह रहे हैं वो कर दीजिए. जब ब्रश करते हैं तो उमक कीजिए. What are you talking? And using and wasting 70% of the water through RO? You're right. Thank you, sir. You're absolutely right.
Thank you, Ranjan. Do we have any other questions? Please feel free.
Small.
Time and space. Yes, yes, Dua, sir.
Yes. Good evening, Ranjanji. It was very nice. Point by point, it was wonderful. And you touched almost every point. In fact, my question has also been taken by Chopra Sahab. And your whole presentation had wonderful thoughts, especially by German teacher Eckert, who said awareness is a great agent for change. He also said, and somebody else remarked also, that the only place where you can harvest water is the place where it falls, And that place can be made efficient by tree plantation. And the roots are the only things which can capture the water. Otherwise, it will keep on gaining momentum and causing more and more soil erosion. So equal awareness should also be raised by our platform at Rotary to have more tree plantation, which we are, of course, always passing it at different platform. But it can take the priority for the water conservation system also. And moreover, the RO is only in 6 countries. Only 6 countries. And others, the whole Western world and everyone, beside RO wasting a lot of water and we can use it for irrigation, it is not good for health so far as TDS value is concerned. Totally.
Minerals are lost. You're right.
Minerals are lost, and then we have to supplement that one with other things that way. Awareness of this particular item, which our next president, Mr. Chopra, has also remarked, is also should be our priority at the Rotary platform to not to use the RO water even at homes.
So you rightly pointed out first about the tree plantation, second about the RO we are taking care of tree plantation. Water didn't want to take it to that extent visibly, and we had some tree plantation projects, no doubt. But now, environment is the seventh area of focus on the Rotary International, and who else can be better than your own PDG Arun Sharma? He is expert in this line on the Rotary India side, and he knows there is a program called STAR. Is that right, Arun?
Yes, yes.
STAR, solid waste, tree plantation, awareness, and renewable energy, if I remember correctly, right? So that is the program he has got, and he is expert. Maybe he can take over the subject very nicely, and he's doing it also. Arun, is that right?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ranjan, you were mentioning about crop diversification. The crop in Punjab, Haryana, and West Bengal, they are not suited. But this thing is coming since 1969. And once we got the exotic trees like eucalyptus, like in this area, which are water guzzlers, we have forgotten our indigenous trees like bear or like other people or other which does not consume much of water. There has to be a sort of movement in which these exotic trees should be wiped off, or they should be stopped for future plantation. Punjab, Haryana is not meant for basmati. We need diversification for maize and horticulture crops. These are the slogans from 1970. Roughly 51 years have gone, but slogans remain slogan. Nobody does it. Neither the government does it. Anyone who comes to the power says that we'll do the diversification. But
so hopefully, slowly, it might change. But it is now, people like us are getting aware of it on the subject, and we are the ones, and we call ourselves as water warriors. If we are true to our sense of water warrior, let's hope something tangible will come within the next. Let's hope so for that.
No, in a place like Taltaran, the water level is down to 220 meters. And of salt, and this has become the cancer capital almost of the country.
Oh, my goodness.
So we need to work on those lines also to diversify the crop.
करेंगे सर, जरूर करेंगे. मैं इसमें सिर्फ एक चीज अभी कहना चाहूंगा कि अभी I think people talk about it. This is summertime, which is there. We get exotic fruits, beautiful fruits, and all that which we are going to eat every day. Mangoes, bear, jamun, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. So don't throw these seeds. संभाल के रखिए. Open area देखिए, वहाँ फेंक दीजिए. You will see these trees one day will come up, and then again, these kinds of fruit-bearing trees will help us also. एक छोटी सी चीज मैं हरदम अपील भी करता हूँ, मैंने नहीं किया, कर देता हूँ, maybe 1 minute में. It's a very विनम्र अपील है, हिंदी में है. We talks about it कि हमारे दादाजी ने पानी को नदियों में देखा, हमारे पिताजी ने पानी को कुएं में देखा, हमने पानी को नल में देखा, हमारे बच्चों ने पानी को बॉटल में देखा. अब हमारे बच्चों के बच्चे किसमें देखेंगे? भगवान जाने. बचाइए, कंजर्व कीजिए. That's all appeal I can give to each one of you.
Microscope in each of the things.
Right.
Thank you, Ranjan sir. Thank you, Dua. We have another question.
I have one question.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we already have Dr. Vora in line. But he asks, and then it will be your turn. Thank you, Rita ma'am, for understanding. Dr. Vora, can you please ask your question? Vora sir, please ask your question. Can you hear me? Vora sir, your voice is not coming up. We cannot hear you, Vora sir. Okay, so maybe Vora sir, you can log in and log out. That sometimes solves the issue. Rita ma'am, can you please ask your question?
Sir, I would just like to know the filter you were talking about. Does it make the water potable, like drinkable?
Bilkul ji, bilkul. I'll send you the film. I'll send you the videos. I'll send you the everything technical. We are making some tests. I got it only yesterday, as I said before. And we had a long discussion together with Shekhar Mehta, with the inventor or originator of these filters. Very young boy, and beautifully done, engineer. And I'm sure it will be a revolution. I'm sure about it. I'm sure about it.
No, it's not filter. I think they're aerators.
नहीं सर, वो नहीं, फिल्टर की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं, जो भी मैंने भी बताया वो अलग है. एरेटर्स भी है, एरेटर्स तो डेफिनेटली है. आप लगा दीजिए टैप के ऊपर. I agree with you 100%. That's a different thing altogether. When we reduce the consumption of water, this is a filter, clean water.
Yeah. Sir, you mentioned you had made a film which we can see.
Not me, they were Rahman, A.R. Rahman.
Okay.
अभी शुरू में देखी थी सर, अभी ये सेशन के शुरू में जो दिखाई थी.
Right.
मैंने नहीं बनाई है अभी तक. मेरी हमारी फिल्म है, वो मैंने आपको दी नहीं, वो भी बनाई है, चेक डैम्स की बनाई है. जरूर बनाई है. You're right. मैं आपको the film talks about, brings the actual users, गांव वाले, ग्रामीण, villages. They have given their experiences.
Okay.
They talk about it. They really make people aware of it. वो तो कहते हैं कि जी अब हमारी जिंदगी इतनी सफल हो गई है कि आप ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट सारे हिंदुस्तान में लगाइए. And we have the technicians, we have the experts out of these villages. We make use of those experts. हमारे geologists, they take time to find out the location where the water can be there, where the check dam should be made, constructed. But these guys know exactly, believe me, know exactly where the check dams can be constructed. And so far, not a single check dam is failed. And believe me, the second, chaliye ek minute aur le lunga aapka. 2 years back, I was in Kenya, Nairobi. There is a county called Naroke. I was called to look into their arid area for construction of check dam. Rotary की तरफ से मैं वहां गया था, RIWC की तरफ से. I had one expert also with me. 2 of us went there. We visited their 6, 7, 8 sites, exactly like Rajasthan. Topography, kya, area, kya, everything exactly like Rajasthan. And we had no difficulty in suggesting some of the places. So we're working on that. Each project is worth $100,000. So हमने कमिटमेंट की है जी कि 50% इंडिया से ला के देंगे, 50% वो लोग. चलिए अभी कमिटमेंट है, होपफुली होगी, पूरी कभी ना कभी होगी. So I would like to say ना beyond borders, तो वही beyond borders की बात चल रही है.
Vora sir, would you try once again? Can you speak something? Vora sir, can you hear us? No, I think, sorry, Vora sir, we cannot hear you. Are there any other questions?
I see the hands of Arun Sharma.
Arun sir, I think he's just waving, doing a high five.
No, I just wanted to first thank Ranjan for this wonderful, consistent presentation, I should say, though I have heard it many times. Water, as far as is concerned, for me, it's almost part of my life, because my profession, the amount of water I use for my power generation, hydropower generation, is massive. But as a run of the river, we put 100% water back in the stream. No dams at all. I have been involved in a lot of projects which Ranjan talked about. And why I wanted to take a minute here was that in case I heard Dr. Dua and many other friends here, Shail Chopra also, if you have a team in your club, because ultimately boils down to the club. And if you want to do a project, we will of course take the help of Ranjan, but I can use a little bit of my expertise whether it is agriculture, right from drip irrigation to sprinkler irrigation or all the new methodologies, a crop pattern. Basically, I started my education as an agricultural engineer. Then I went for my electromechanical and water management. And then life takes you into other arenas. So I'm very passionate about this water. And for me, it is my whole life, depending on
So you are the extended hand now.
Yes. So if any project comes in, then I'll be too happy to associate myself on water management. Thank you.
Beautiful.
So if there are no more questions, I would like to invite Rotarian Anup Sharma for the expression of gratitude.
A very good evening to our guest, PDG Ranjan Dhingra ji, PDG Arun Sharma, AG Rotarian, Dr. Rotarian Rita Kalra, President Sanjay Bhatia, Secretary Suchi Thakur, and all respected Rotarians. It's my honor to have been asked to offer a vote of thanks to PDG Ranjan Dhingra ji. We are fortunate to have you with us, sharing current scenario about water. Listening to you, seeing the presentation given by you, sharing the figures which you have shown to us, those are very scary, and as suggested by Rotarian Salil Chopra ji also, that those are alarming things. But in fact, after looking down the whole presentation, looking down the solutions to the problem we are going to face in future for water, that's really hopeful. And being water warriors, we need to have more water warriors like you to come to a solution of this. We need to create awareness also about the need of water conservation. And the best is we need to teach our children, basically, because those are going to be the future people. We need to make them aware how important this water is. We cannot survive on earth without water, as you suggested, and we all should play a part in it to conserve water. And if we don't learn to conserve water, we will all fish out of water. We all know this. So once again, thanks a lot for your time. All our fellow Rotarian members participating in this meeting, or obviously the people who are going to watch this later on our YouTube channel, as well as looking into our weekly bulletin, are really inspired and are really motivated by your sparkling words. And once again, I want to extend our generous thanks to you all from all of us.
Thank you.
Over to Sanjay sir.
Thank you so much, Anup. And just to give my own thanks to PDG Ranjan ji. I understand you are connecting from Goa, over Zoom. People have been using virtual backgrounds. You are actually having the entire sea behind you, from the location. So thank you so much. I know time was a little difficult. You're already there for another commitment, but this has been very enlightening. And thank you so much to PDG Arun Sharma ji for attending and for giving his piece of advice and offering his help. I'm sure under leadership of Ranjan Dhingra ji and under assistance from Arun Sharma ji, this would move much more in Rotary than just targets. There would be definitely systems in terms of assessments and benefit or savings that we're doing. And Rotary does have a great plan, as you shared. So thank you to both of you for being with us and sharing such useful things.
Thank you so much.
I would now request Secretary Shuchi for the announcements and the birthday anniversary members and spouses who are celebrating this week.
Thank you, Sanjay sir. Sorry, it was a bit last minute. I could not put the. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. So sorry, I could not put this last minute, but the club is celebrating World TB Day on 24th of March at 11 a.m. It's going to be a webinar. This is being done in collaboration with Government Hospital Sector 6 Panchkula. We shall be sending the invites to all of you, so would request all of you to please join this. That's all I have from my end. On birthdays and anniversaries, we have the birthday of past President Ritu Singhal on 22nd of March. Rotarian Tej Mohan Singh, 24th of March, and our very own Rotarian Dr. Sudha Jain, 23rd of March. Wedding anniversary of Rotarian Tavinder Ji and Jagdeep Chopra Ji on 24th of March. That's all from my end. Back to you, President Sanjay.
Thank you, Shuchi. With this, we come to the end of today's meeting. Thank you all for joining, and I'm fortunate that we do record these meetings, and this would be coming up on YouTube, which helps us to share this with members who missed and other friends who might be interested to learn about the topic. So with permission from all of you, I hereby adjourn this meeting, and we would have the room open for 5 minutes for fellowship. If
Thank you.
Can extend that. Thank you so much.
I take view of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.